Greetings and salutations, O seekers of the darkness. My name's Onyx the Fortuitous, Slayer of the Bright Realm, and I'm here with my top 10 spooky video games list to bust out during Halloween, aka All Hallows Eve, aka Samhain. Okay, that's actually not what this list is supposed to be called. This is not a list for weenies. All these games are pretty badass, but I don't know. I'll be ranking these games based solely on scariness. I'll be using the Onyx Terrorometer. The Onyx Terrorometer uses a combination of science and dark magic to precisely identify the... Piss your pants-o-meter? Well, that's not the graphic I asked for! God dang it! I haven't pissed my pants playing a video game since 2016! And that's because I was drinking Code Red Mountain Dew and playing Club Penguin for 34 hours straight! We're starting off the list with something on the not-so-scary side. A video game I played when I was just a lil hellraiser. It's Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday for the SNES. This was a game my mom's boyfriend Todd bought for me when I was 12. He said it was because I reminded him of Porky Pig. I don't know why. I don't really see it. But then the game turned out to be really cool. It's a classic SNES side-scroller with those thick-ass SNES graphics. You know what I mean? How like SNES characters were always thicker than Sega characters. Like how Mario would have a chunky ass, but Sonic, not so much. In this game, you play as Porky Pig, trotting your way through 6 levels of haunted house horrors. You may even run into a few of your old Looney Tunes pals along the way. Just don't be startled if they're looking a little spookier than usual. Oh, how'd they get Tweety so beefed up? I dig Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday because it reminds me of the old cartoon Halloween specials we watched back in the day. And since they never made a game based on Garfield's Halloween adventure, goddamn shame, this is the next best thing. Those nostalgic vibes make it the perfect game to kick off the Halloween season. But it's definitely the least scary game on this list. So that's why... It broke the freaking piss your pants-o-meter! What the fuck? Next up is one you're gonna have to leave the house to play. It's Luigi's Mansion Arcade. This is the arcade version of the Nintendo title that sends Mario's scaredy cat lil bro on a ghost hunting adventure. Sure, you could play it at home, but the arcade version really puts you in Luigi's overalls. You'll have a freaking blast, sucking up spirits with a life-size Poltergust 3000. I'll take it. And who knows, maybe you'll find a Princess Daisy of your own out there in the wild at Dave & Buster's. Oh, sweet Princess Daisy, fairest of all Mushroom Kingdom maiden. If only Professor Egad would create a device that would allow me to capture your heart. Like the console version, this is an all-ages game, but the enhanced graphics and immersive sound do increase the spookiness quite a bit. That's why I'm giving this game 100 on the Daisy Will Never Touch My Wiener-meter. Well, goddammit, who's in charge here? Oh, yeah, so I think we're done with graphics now. The next game on my list is another thick SNES classic, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This is the third installment in Capcom's Ghosts and Goblins series, and just like David S. Goyer proved when he took over the Blade trilogy, the third time really is the charm. Once again, you play as the knight Arthur, who must save his kingdom after it has fallen into the Ghoul Realm. Ghoul Realm? That's what everyone in high school called the gym locker room once I stepped in. Oh, welcome to the Ghoul Realm, y'all. Yeah. On your quest through the Ghoul Realm, you'll encounter all sorts of creepy crawlers, all rendered in beautiful 16-bit graphics that still impress today. Combine that with a great soundtrack, and you've got a game that's guaranteed to still get your gooses pimpling 35 years on. But be forewarned, this is a pretty notoriously difficult game that... I said we were done with the graphics! And yeah, so maybe I did throw a pretty big tantrum, huh? I've never even gotten to level 3 yet. It seems like you get hit frickin' once, and the next thing you know, your knight's down to his undies. God damn, I can't stand it when I... Now, I know some of y'all are calling me a blasphemer because we're already 2 SNES games deep with nary a mention of the great Simon Belmont. But blaspheme I shall, because my favorite Castlevania game is for the OG PlayStation. It's called Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night levels up on its predecessors in some major ways, borrowing design elements from RPGs and Metroid to create a less linear, more exploration-based experience. It all combines to make you feel like you're really lost in the bowels of Dracula's Dark Castle. The bowels of Dracula's Dark Castle is something else they called the gym locker room once I walked in. They're all like, oh, now it's Dracula's... Why do they have so many nicknames based on my presence in the locker room alone? Symphony of the Night has more to explore and discover than a lot of modern action platformers. I replay it every Halloween, and I still discover new things each time I play. Maybe one day I'll even discover what it's like to touch a partner who holds love in their heart for me. Well, now someone's messing with my teleprompter. Now come on, who is in charge? My next go-to Halloween game is the one and only Night Trap. Released on the elusive Sega CD back in 1992, this is more of an interactive movie than a straight-up video game. You play a security guard, watching over a slumber party attended by a bevy of buxom co-eds. That's a straight-up slasher setup if I've ever heard one, and I've heard them all. I've got a movie on Screenbox, bitch! You watch the story unfold in real time as vampires attack the house. You gotta set up and set off all kinds of booby traps to keep those bloodsuckers at bay. The Sega CD can be pretty elusive and hard to come by, but if you find one this Hallows Eve, you gotta do yourself a favor and play Night Trap. What? I've never spanked it to Night Trap. I would never do that. I would never spank it to something that was so innovative and so illustrious in its design. It would be disrespectful if I spanked it to it. I've never spanked it to it. You've got to believe me. Okay, this isn't funny. Who's messing with my graphics? Huh? Who's messing with my graphics? Woo! Next up, it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. Based on the 1988 sci-fi comedy classic directed by the Chiodo brothers, this asymmetrical multiplayer survival game lets you play as the diabolical bozos from beyond the moon, or the human victims they want to spin into cotton candy. It's a ton of fun getting together with a big group of your friends and inflicting some seriously cartoony carnage upon one another, or at least I think it would be fun. Technically, I've never played this one because I don't have any friends that I could get together with and play. But I've watched a bunch of playthroughs on YouTube, and sometimes I'll just kind of sit and stare at the title screen. And I sing the theme song a lot, you know? Killer clowns, gotta get good, from outer space, the killer clowns from outer space. Next up, we're jumping into the mind-bending world of VR with Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Yeah, you know Freddy Fazbear. He's like Chuck E. Cheese if he was possessed by that girl from The Ring. I don't know. Like in most FNAF games, you play as a security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, trying to stop the evil animatronics from finding you and hitting you with a nasty-ass jump scare before gobbling you up in their robo-tummies. Playing Five Nights in VR really ups the spooky factor, or at least I think it's supposed to. I kind of play this one more just to relax, really. I work at a fast food place IRL, and I wish my biggest problems were evil robots trying to scare me, instead of the soul-crushing existential fear that I'm gonna be stuck slinging patties for ungrateful teens for the rest of my life until I die and become a corpse. Honestly, I wish I could live at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Every time I see a wishing star, that's the exact wish I make. But since wishing stars haven't done jack squat for me yet, this game is the next best thing. Now here's a Halloween game that'll double your chills and your thrills. Retro Realms Arcade, Evil Dead, and Halloween. The game takes you into a spooky old arcade where you get to play machines based on two of the best horror movies ever made. John Carpenter's Halloween and Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. Whether you're slashing through Haddonfield as Michael Myers or slicing up Deadites as Ash Williams, you'll be having a good time. And Shizzle gets even more off the hook, Izzle, because the games let you swap characters. Michael Myers versus the Army of Darkness, Ash Williams coming for Laurie Strode. I mean, that sounds like the most titillating slash fiction that's ever been written. And not that I write slash fiction. Even though these games only came out last year, they really nail the retro horror beat-em-up vibes. It feels like you could have been pumping coins into them back in the early 90s. It's like reliving an awesome Halloween memory you never knew you had. All right, well, you know what? Yeah, I did piss my pants a little playing this one. Huh? Because I got so excited. Huh? Is that so wrong? Couple drips dropped out. Huh? Take me away, I guess. Huh? Lock me up. Huh? Lock me up. You gonna lock me up for a couple of drops? You know, I'm just now realizing I make these videos all by myself down in my basement. So who could be messing with me? Who could be messing with the graphics and the teleprompter? Am I being haunted by a dang old ghost? Stop comparing me to Porky Pig. It's bullshit. Number 9 on my list barely needs an introduction. It's dominated the horror video game market for nearly a decade. It's Dead by Daylight. This is another asymmetrical survival game where you and 5 of your friends play together. 4 of you take on the role of survivors, and 1 of you gets to play the slasher. And dang, y'all, this one has almost every slasher you could dream of. Chucky, Freddy, they're all here and they're all playable. And they each have their own special ways of mowing down terrified teens. And they're still adding new slashers all the time, so there's still hope that they might add the Trickster from the 1992 classic Brain Scan into the game. Y'all know about the Trickster? Y'all want the Trickster in the game, huh? Let's get that trending. Hashtag Trickster in Dead by Daylight. You don't know who the Trickster is? I'm the only one who knows who the Trickster is and gives a shit about the Trickster? Huh. Well, then I will dock this one a few points for not including the Trickster from Brain Scan, but that could always change, and that's the cool thing about Dead by Daylight. It's like a slasher where you're the star and there's no end to the sequels in sight. This is another great addition to your Halloween's horror video games playlist, and who's the Trickster? Y'all really don't know. Okay, y'all don't know about the Trickster demon that blurs the lines between a video game reality and real reality until you lose your mind and blood comes out of your eyes from the madness you're experiencing. Y'all don't know about the Trickster? Okay, fine. That's fine. I wonder if it's the Trickster who's been messing with my video. He's come out of the video game realm and stepped into my reality to make me lose my grip on my own sanity. I should have known, Trickster. I should have known. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Kind of wish it was the Trickster, though. And finally, I'm bringing it all the way back to the NES with the game that's been scaring me since childhood, Friday the 13th. In this adaptation of the Friday the 13th franchise, you toggle between 6 different counselors trying to save your campers from the one and only Jason Voorhees, but you can't be every place at once, so if you're not fast, those kids will start dropping like dang flies. There's something about how simple this game is that makes it increase the scary factor to the max. It's loaded with 8-bit eeriness that still feels unnerving to play, and whenever you run into Jason, it's always a shock. Who knew the Nintendo Entertainment System was delivering jump scares? For me, this is still my #1 all-time game to bust out at Halloween. Despite its old school limitations, it's still got you feeling like you're stranded at Camp Crystal Lake every time you play. And that's why after all these years, it's my #1 pick for a Halloween video game. So there you have it, my top 10 list of video games to bust out during Halloween. All right, that's it. Who's been messing with me this whole time? Show yourself! Show yourself! A little 8-bit digital artifact ghost! Why have you been doing this to me, little dude? Well, why didn't you just say so? I need a friend to play with too. Let's play together, shall we? Oh, yeah, no, that's not a problem I have.